I'm Brittney Saunders and welcome to Big Business, the place where business is far from boring. And today you've landed on one of my bonus episodes. And speaking of bonus, do I have a story to tell you? I did something recently within FAYT for the first time ever. And honestly, I think it's one of my proudest moments in my business journey, which, by the way, is probably another whole episode in itself. Like all of my proudest achievements, don't you reckon, Xander? I feel like we should do that. But this is definitely up there with something that I was so proud to be able to do. And I kind of love that it kind of had nothing to do with me and it was for everyone else. And much like the title says, I gave every single one of our employees at FAYT a bonus. Cash in hand, not cash in hand, it went through the books, but a cash bonus. Obviously, I just didn't slip them an envelope full of cash. It went through the payroll. But yeah, we did our first ever company-wide bonus, and I just wanted to chat to you a little bit about that. So let's get into it. So why did AJ and I make the decision to give out a bonus? And why do companies give out bonuses? I actually don't know much about the corporate world or bonuses in general. And I mean, the cool thing about being a business owner is you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can hand out bonuses whenever you want. There's no rules on like when you should hand out a bonus and who to. But the idea came about between AJ and myself, and I said, let's give out bonuses. And we had this conversation at home one night. And I think traditionally, don't take this as advice, but I think traditionally, especially in the corporate world, the way bonuses are handed out is based on performance. That's what bonuses are, right? Usually if people are in sales roles or if they're, top of the company kind of thing. Like that's how bonuses work. The owners or the directors or whoever will pick out all the top players and reward them by giving them a bonus. And as you all know, I don't do anything traditionally. I mean, I follow all the rules in business, but when it came to this, my first thought was there is no way I am going to pick out my top favorite employees and hand out a bonus. I want this to be an extravaganza. I want to give every single one of my employees a bonus. I don't care if they are a casual retail employee that's working in our Melbourne store one shift a week, or if they have worked full time for me for 3.5 years. I don't care. I want to give all of them something because to me, that seems fair. And I really try in my business journey to be as fair as I can. I know how traditional businesses can be very hierarchy structured, and I get you need people in positions to make businesses run. But when it comes to something like this, I thought there's no way I'm just picking my top 5 employees and going, yep, these are all getting $1,000. Because what does that say about how I feel about everyone else who plays an important role in FAYT? I've always said it doesn't matter what role anyone does in FAYT, we are all equally as important as one another. And that's something that I really try to instill into our workplace is everyone is equal, everyone is involved, all of our roles are important. I'm talking over 60 employees got a bonus. New employees that started a week ago or people that have been with us for years and years and years. And the next thought that we had was, how can we do this? How can we make it fair? Because I don't think bonuses are fair. Well, what do you think, Xander? Like when you think about it, bonuses, they are fair if you are rewarding people that are obviously helping your business. But overall, like just picking 5 people and giving them a bonus doesn't seem fair to everyone else who is showing up every day and trying their hardest.
Well, I've never got a bonus, so I agree. I think they're fucking stupid. No, but you know what? When I think of bonuses, I always think that they're given to people who are in higher up positions, who are a little bit more privileged when it comes to finances, just in general, because they've been in the industry longer or the job longer.
Yep.
And it does make people feel who may be in lower positions in the hierarchy that they're just not as valued or their work isn't as important.
Which I could never do that.
Yeah.
I could never. Like that was the first thing I said to AJ. I'm not picking out the top 5 and rewarding them.
Yeah. And I think like, say, for example, if I was just given a bonus randomly, Nova, that'd be really nice. It would really instill my faith within the business, and I'd feel like I kind of really I'd feel like I belong here more, and it would make me more invested in my work because I'm like, okay, they do appreciate me and they do see what I'm doing. And so that's going to make me want to work harder and want to give more of myself to the business.
Absolutely. You'd be like, oh, this is a scrumptious little bonus.
Yeah, I would.
What can I do with this cash? So we had made the decision, 60-something employees are getting bonuses. How are we going to figure this out on a scale? Like it's fair that everyone's getting a bonus. How are we going to structure it? How are we going to structure it? Is it based on their employment type? So then we got a spreadsheet out and we were like, all right, let's pay the full-timers this much, and then the part-timers this much, and then the casuals this much. And so we figured it all out that way first and looked at the overall numbers. And we just worked it out based off like a number that we were happy spending as a total for the bonus. After we did that spreadsheet and looked at it, I'm like, this still doesn't seem really fair. Because, we have some full-timers that have worked with us for 3 years, and then we have some full-timers that started 2 weeks ago. Or then let's say we've got a full-timer that started last week, but then we've got a casual that's been with us for 3 years. Like that doesn't work out either if the full-timers were the ones getting the most because they spend the most time at work. Like it was a really back and forth thing for AJ and I, figuring out how the fuck do we do this and actually make it fair and show everyone that we care about them all equally and appreciate everything they do for us equally. So we wrote it that one way. We're like, how do we work out this shindig? Honestly, we did it that one way based on employment type. And we were pretty set on that's how we're going to do it. Full-timers get this, part-timers get that, casuals get that. But after we thought about it for a little bit and looked at it, I'm like, that's not it. That's not the right way I want to do these bonuses, because people are going to go, well, she's been here for, less than me but got more than me because she's full-time and I'm casual. Like we didn't want to cause any of that in our workplace. This is one of the biggest stresses that I had was I know that employees talk. So if we're doing a company-wide bonus, they're all going to talk about what one another got. So then the way that we ended up doing it was based on time spent in the company. And as soon as we had that light bulb moment, it was like, ding, perfect. By us doing a bonus this way, and what we did was we picked a figure which represented 1 month in the company. I'm not going to tell you all the details of how much it was, but we picked a dollar amount that represented 1 month at FAYT. So then the longer that you've been at the company, the bigger that your bonus is going to be. And then we couldn't have anyone say, well, this is unfair, because it was one thing to reward staff for their hard efforts and their hard work and, the sales that they might be generating and the customers that they might be serving. And, it's one thing to reward them for that. But another thing that I think might be a little overlooked by business owners and entrepreneurs and people that employ people is their loyalty to a company. Someone spending years working for you is sometimes more than their actual individual achievements because they have stayed loyal to you for so long, and loyalty in an employee is everything.
I think people measure hard work differently as well. So I could have an opinion that this person who's in the warehouse and, oh my God, they work so hard. But then say there's someone in an office, they could be working equally as hard. But what that job is, I may not consider that as a harder job.
Like people do measure hard work differently, and you're so right. Just because someone's lifting heavy boxes in our warehouse doesn't mean that our admin assistant isn't working just as hard, even though they're just typing on the screen kind of thing. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. So what people give is different, and what people consider hard work or dedication or commitment, it's different. So, if you were rewarding people's sake, I'm not sure how you structure. Do you have more casuals in your warehouse, or would you have more casuals in your stores?
In the stores,
stores. So, I would imagine that the casuals in the stores are working hard to make that experience for customers incredible.
100%.
And that's can be a very difficult thing because that's a lot of energy. That's a lot of mental strength that you're there trying to make people's day. But then you've also got full-timers in your warehouse who are lifting, who are packing, which is also hard work.
Yeah.
So, where is that balance?
How do
and
you
how
reward?
do you decide?
Yeah,
how do you reward
that's
that?
what AJ and I struggled with. How do we reward based on that kind of performance or their employment type? And that's why as soon as we thought, let's do it just based on how long they've been loyal to us, ding, 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 that's the way that we're doing this. So then we come up with that figure, which represented every month. And then we went through every single employee. We went through our back end on Xero, looked at how long they've all been with us. Again, put it into a spreadsheet. And that's how we calculated that bonus for everyone. And then no one could go, oh, well, she got more than me. Well, it's like, yes, you've been here for 3 months, but she's been here for 3 years. I see that as being fair. Even if that person that has been with us for 1 month has done amazing things, we're not rewarding them based on just what they've physically done for us. But instead, I feel like it was more fair to do it based on time spent in the company. And let me tell you, a lot of them hit the absolute jackpot. A lot of them hit the absolute jackpot. And the only person that we had told about it was our general manager, Elle, I believe. And then what we also wanted to ensure is once, because AJ put it through as like a separate payment kind of thing. So it was separate to their pays, just on a random day of the week. We were sitting downstairs in the office with myself, AJ, and Elle, our general manager. He put the payment through and then we thought we want to announce it to the company because we didn't want all of our staff all of a sudden to get a notification that they've gotten this new bonus payment and have all of them start chitter-chattering about how much each other got without any context because, you know, some of them got vastly different bonuses because if they've been there for years or 6 months. So then I sent out like a group message to like our main HQ chat and then in our we've got like a managers chat for all of our store managers kind of thing, and I wrote up this really long text just explaining like, hey everyone, you will all see that you have all been given a bonus payment. It'll either come through today or tomorrow kind of thing. And it was just like a big spiel about like how grateful AJ and I are to have them all working at FAYT. And we told them in the text how it was calculated. We said we wanted to ensure that this bonus was as fair as it could be and it hasn't been paid based on your individual performance in your role. Instead, this is being calculated off your time spent in the company. And so as soon as AJ hit pay, I hit send into those group chats to ensure it would get to the right people so they could tell their teams. And the girls upstairs all must have like started to open their phones at the same time. And it was just like all of a sudden there was like some squeals and, you know, excitement. And Brooke, one of the girls in our office, I'm going to cry, you know. And it was just awesome to be able to do that and to be able to give back to the people that make FAYT what it is today. Because I think a lot of business owners forget, like, you're fucking, I know I say this all the time, but you're nothing without your employees. You're nothing without them. People always say, how do you do all this, Britt? I do this because of the people that I work with. It's not me anymore. Sure, I'm a big contributor to FAYT as a business, but now where we are now, I started this business for me, selfishly, and now it's no longer about me. FAYT is no longer about me. Sure, you might see me in all the videos and stuff, but FAYT is about everyone that works for us. I do this every day for them because I want them to succeed. I want to see them grow. I want to see them enjoy their jobs, and FAYT is for our community. I'm not making these clothes for me anymore. Look, I do have a nice wardrobe, but it's for me, it's for our staff. They make the company what it is. And even on the same level, our community makes what FAYT is. Like, it's all for them now. It's not about me anymore. So yeah, it's just a really big milestone for me to have ticked off as a business owner, to be able to give over 60 people a bonus. What a cool fucking thing to be able to do, right? What a cool thing. Will we make them frequent? I don't know. AJ was like, oh shit, that's a big one. Like, he's like, what are we going to do if we have 200 employees one day? But yeah, I'm always trying to show our employees that we value them, because we truly do, and we couldn't do it without them. So I was just so excited to be able to do this bonus and announce it to the company and see everyone's excitement and have everyone reach out to me individually. Like, I even had people that work in our Chermside store in Queensland messaging me being like, Brittney, thank you so much, you know, because, you know, one of them said, I would never expect to get a bonus. Like, I just work a couple of shifts a week kind of thing. I'm so happy to be able to have done something like that. And thank you all so much to any of you that support FAYT in any way, whether you have shopped with us once before, if you shop with us every week, if you've been into any of our stores. It's because of our community that I'm actually able to do things like this for our internal community. And yeah, I couldn't do it without anyone. So thank you all so much for listening to today's bonus episode of Big Business. And I'll be back next Monday with my main show.